Hello friends, welcome to our today's Spark session. In this series, we are learning about the Apache Spark along with Databricks as a platform. And in our today's video, we will learn how to download a file from the Databricks into our local machine. Say we have generated an output data frame and we need to take it into our local machine, like maybe a CSV file or else other formatted file. Let us see how we can do that in this demo. We have several ways to do that. We will see one by one. Each and every method has its own limitation and its own advantage. We will see that in our demo. And the methods are, we can use the display option to download the data, or else we can use the web URL and we can download the data, and we can download the data using a Databricks CLI. One point to notice, in Databricks CLI is only supported in the upgraded subscription and not in the community edition. So I will show the Databricks CLI in my upgraded subscription. Other two things we can see in a community edition. That being said, let us move on to our today's demo. We are into our Databricks community edition, and let us see the first method using a display option. For that, I am listing all the files that is inside my shared folder. Let me display it. I am using a magic command fs, which is nothing but a dbfs utility which will list all the files that is inside my shared uploads. So let it let it display. In the meantime, we can also see the list of files from the data here in the left pane as well. Click on this and you can find something like dbfs. So from here as well, you can select the path. You can see the shared uploads, and if you click on shared uploads, it will load the number of files that we have inside the shared uploads. You can see here as well. Initially this dbfs will not be visible as it is. We have to enable the option. For enabling the option, we have to go to your account and then admin console, and here you have to choose the advanced setting, and from advanced setting you can see an option called dbfs file browser. Now it is enabled. By default it would have been disabled. I enabled it for us to see it. You can also go and enable it. So we have listed all the files. I am choosing a file one which is big in size. So I am choosing the Google Play Store.csv, which has more than 10,000 records in it. So let us define the path and read the file, the CSV file. And then let us use the first option. The first option is to use the display command. Here the command goes like this: display in_data, or else we can also use in_data.display as well. Both will work. So let me print the data. You can see the data got displayed, and for downloading the data into a local machine, we have an option here. You can see the download button, and also here you can see the drop down box. If you click on this, you will have two options: download preview and download full results. Download preview will get only the showing 1000 records, and download full results will get us all the records that is available. And the limitation here is, you have to remember, we can download only a maximum of 1 million record, and if it is more than 1 million record, we will not be able to do this. So this option is available for us if the data set is small in size. That is, if the data set is less than 1 million, then we can go ahead and download this. You can see here it is asking you must re-execute the command in order to download over than 1000 rows. So I am re-executing it. So it will again run the Spark job, and it will again download the file. You can see here, you can see the file here, export 52, which is nothing but the file that is downloaded using the display option. This is the first method that by which we can download the file into a local machine. And the second option is to generate a web URL, which will lead us to download the file into a local system. Let us see how we can generate that. So for downloading the web URL, we need two things. We need the host name, and then you can see something like the authentication object here. So that we need. So I have copy pasted the URL. Let me copy it and let me paste it here. Let me make somewhat bigger so that it will be visible for you guys. Let me remove this till notebook. So this is the URL link of our Databricks Community Edition. And then we all know the DBFS file path. So this is the file path. So let me paste this as well. So now to form the URL link, copy the host name first, followed by we need to give a keyword called files. It should not be file store, because the web URL link can be generated only with the data that has been uploaded or stored inside the file stores, and it will not work in any other location. It should be inside file stores, or else the path should be mounted to the DBFS. Only with these two things we can generate a link and we can download the files into our local machine. So I'm taking it from shared uploads. I'm copying it till Google Play. I'm pasting it. And then finally, I am adding this authentication object. So this is the URL link that we have generated. Let me copy this, open a new tab, paste the link here. You can see the file got downloaded. So this is the second method by which we can download the file into our local machine. In this method, there is no limitations with the file size. We can have any number of file size. Also, we can have any number of data format. It can be a CSV or also a Parquet. That is not a problem. So by this method, we will be able to download it. The only limitation that we have is the data should be inside the file store of DBFS. Otherwise, we will not be able to use this method, or else the path has to be mounted. Only this is the limitation in this method. The third one is the Databricks CLI, which we will see in our upgraded subscription. I had opened the Anaconda command prompt, and from here we need to execute some steps to install the Databricks CLI first, and then to configure our workspace, and then we can run the DBFS command as it is. The steps are: we need to run the pip install command first, and then we need to configure the token, and then from there we can list all the files that is available, and then from there we can copy the file from our DBFS into our local machine. This is what the steps. I have given all the steps in the description. You can go ahead and access the link for you to try it on your own. That being said, let me run the install command first. I have already installed in my own machine, but let me run it again. You can see here it says the requirement is already satisfied since I already installed it. And then we need to configure the token, for which we have a command called Databricks. Here it will ask for the host name, and then once after giving the host name, it will ask for the token. I have already given it, so I am not giving it now. For now I am aborting the process. Once after giving this token, you can find Databricks config. So this file will be available in your home path, which ensures and which will be having the data of the host name and the key that you are giving. By this way, you can confirm that the Databricks CLI has been configured properly. And now you can run the Databricks utilities like DBFS or else the workspace, all those commands. Let me run the fs command. You can see the process is running, and we have only one file inside it, personal_transaction.csv. Now let us run a command, like a DBFS CP command, to copy this personal transaction file into our local machine. Before that, I will show you this personal transaction CSV is not available in our machine. So you can see the file not found. Now let me run dbfs cp, the file path slash the file name, and then the path to which the local path to which the output has to be copied. I am giving the same name. It will copy it to the home path itself. So let me run this command. Now the file is copying from the dbfs location into our local machine. So it copied. Now let me run the above command. I am giving this dir space the file name. Now you can find the file is available and it is of size bytes. So by these methods you will be able to download the data from your Databricks environment into our local machine. Hope you understood this concept better. Try this on your own machine and let me know if you face any issues. I am happy to help you. Thank you for watching, guys. Please do subscribe to my channel and also give a thumbs up signal if you really like my content. Thank you.